Hello. Welcome back to another episode of the Results Led Life podcast. I'm your host, Gregory Stanback, and today I'm so thankful that you are here today. I'll never take it granted for you tuning in to listen to better yourselves. That is a blessing to me. I hope the words that we speak today will be a blessing to you. And I just always want my listeners to know that I'm appreciative that you will tune in and listen to what I have to say. More importantly, you're here to make yourself and hopefully others that are around you better. And as always, here at the Results Led Life podcast, we want to make sure that you are unlocking your potential, solving problems so that you can live better. And more importantly, so that you can do the things that you want. There's a lot of things in this world that we can talk about, but there's one thing that's really big that a lot of my clients that I work with come back to me that really want to help with. And today I want to talk about one of the biggest challenges that a lot of people face. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's also a challenge that I deal with sometimes, and that's time management. Raise your hand if you ever felt like there's just not enough hours or minutes in the day. Maybe it's something that you're juggling at work. It could be a family situation, personal goals, and somehow you're just trying to squeeze every little bit of the time out of the day. And if this sounds familiar, you're not alone. The good news is time management isn't about doing more. It's really about doing what matters. And hopefully by the end of this episode, you're going to have some practical strategies that's going to take control of your time and more importantly, give you time to focus on your priorities and achieve the results that you've been dreaming of. So sit back, grab that notebook, hit the subscribe button, and let's dive right in to how to manage time. First, let's start by understanding why time management is such a universal struggle. Here's the thing. We live in a world where there's a lot of endless distractions. We get notifications, it's our emails, it can be social media, and it's a never ending list. And it's no wonder that we're going to feel so overwhelmed. The real issue really isn't the number of hours in the day, it's really how we use those hours in the day. Many of us fall into the trap of busyness instead of productivity. You're constantly moving, but are you really making progress towards your goals? It reminds me one of the things I used to talk with my players in my coaching days. They'll be in the gym working on layups or foul shots or something along that nature. But if they're not doing it the correct way, if they're not doing the best with the hours, minutes that they have, they're actually working backwards. Yes, they're filling the time, but are they maximizing the productivity in that time? A lot of times we waste time with the time that we have. For example, it can be spending hours scrolling through social media. And at the end of that hour, how do you feel? Energized? Have you accomplished anything? More than likely not. Now imagine spending that same hour working on a project that you're passionate about or spending quality time with your family. That's the difference between are you filling time or are you fulfilling time? You say that one more time. That's the difference between are you filling the time or you're fulfilling the time that you have. So the problem isn't that we don't have enough time. It really is, what are we doing with the time that we have? Are we being intentional about the things that we want to do in the time frames that we have it? And today we can fix that. How do you take control of your time and make it work for you? I want to give you 3 practical strategies that I believe you can start today that will put you on the right track to manage your time and getting more productivity and start fulfilling your time rather than filling the time. The first thing I want to talk about is the rule of 3. Now, the rule of 3 is where you're going to write down 3 important things that you would like to get done or accomplished during the day. So every morning, I want you to write down the 3 most important tasks you need to accomplish that day. Not 10, not 20, just 3. 3 things that you want to get done so that at the end of the day, you feel like you accomplished a goal. These should be things that are going to help you move forward with your life and your work. And the reason why we're using three is because three is manageable. It forces you to focus and prioritize on what matters. When you complete those tasks, you're going to feel some type of accomplishment. And more than anything else, you're going to feel like you got things done. The second thing that I want you to work on is time blocking. This can be a game changer. Instead of letting your day control you, I want you to control your day. And you control your day by assigning specific blocks of time for specific tasks. Like, for example, you may block off from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. for your emails, or you may go from 6 to 8 p.m. to working out. But the key here is to stick to the schedule. This way you avoid multitasking. And for some of you that are not good at multitasking, it will keep you on track. So now that you're not all over the place. So time blocking is really important. So we all got iPhones or Samsungs or whatever. Please use that calendar feature in there. Block off the times to get the things done that are important during that time. And you got to be disciplined enough to make sure you stay on task doing that. If it's that time only for emails, make sure it's only for emails. Do not allow yourself to get distracted. All right. So we got the rule of three. We got time blocking. And now we're going to go the 80-20 rule. It's also known as the Pareto principle. And this rule states that 80% of your results come from 20% of your effort. So I want you to ask yourself, what are the 20% of things that will give you the biggest results? Think about that. I really want you to focus on those. And you got to let go of the other 80%. 20% is going to give me my biggest results, especially for the day and or for the week. And let everything else go. For example, you can be a business owner and maybe 20% of your clients is really bringing in 80% of your revenue. So you need to focus on those 20%. You want to nurture those relationships instead of spreading yourself thin everywhere else. And that's going to be extremely important. So here are the three things that, as we talked about, trying to solve our time and manage our time. We want to do the rule of three things every morning. We want to time block. We want to block off the time throughout the day. And then we want to do the 80-20 rule. Do 20% of the things that give you the biggest benefits. Now, here's the challenge. I want you to put those strategies into action this week. The key is you must start small. You may want to start off small by adopting the rule of three or start time blocking. But whatever you do, be consistent. And here's the best part. When you take care of your time, you're really taking control of your life. You're going to have more energy. You're definitely going to be more focused. And then you're going to have more time to do the things that truly matter. And I know that's all what we want. A lot of times in life, we just want to do what we want to do that brings us happiness. But a lot of times we can't do that because we're filling our time with everything else that don't matter. So those are my simple strategies that I think that's going to help you start managing your time better. I think it's really important that you get a hold of your time, which will then give you more opportunities to do things that you want and take better control of your life. And if you found this helpful, I'm a big person in sharing. Share it with a friend, share it with a coworker, a family friend, just somebody that you think that can use a little boost. And as always, please subscribe to my channel because I would love to give you more tips on unlocking your potential so that you can solve problems and live better. I really appreciate it. I want to give you all the information I can or more tips on how to unlock your potential so that you can solve those problems and live better. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, time is your most valuable resource. Use it wisely. And until next time, this is Greg Stanback. I'm reminding you to unlock your potential, solve problems, and live better. Talk to you soon.